What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video, and today what I want to get into is Sauce Gardner, who is off to literally a historic start to his career for any cornerback in NFL history. I don't like to be hyperbolic. I don't like to get ahead of our skis or just make a video for the sake of making a video and trying to say something outlandish. That's not me. If you've followed me for a long time, if you've watched my videos, I'm pretty honest, and I like to stay reserved and give you my opinions on the team without being like way over the top fanboy. If someone deserves praise, I'll praise them. If someone deserves criticism, I'll criticize them. But without exaggeration, Sauce Gardner has had the best start to his career for literally any cornerback in the history of the NFL. What's up, guys? Matt O'Leary back with some more underdog fantasy plays. It is the wild card weekend. I got 3 plays. Make sure to sign up using my link down below to get a 100% match deposit bonus. Going with higher on Matthew Stafford's passing yards this week. Think they get a shootout in Detroit. CJ Stroud higher than 3.5 sacks taken. I think the Cleveland defense eats alive the offensive line of the Texans. And finally, higher on 100.5 receiving yards for CeeDee Lamb in the game against Dallas, or in the game for Dallas against the Green Bay Packers. You could ride me, you could fade me, do your own plays at Underdog Fantasy, but make sure you do it signing up with my link over down below in the description. Since the AFL and NFL merger over 50 years ago, Sauce Gardner is the first cornerback to be selected as a first-team All-Pro in each of his first 2 seasons in the league. No one else has done it. There's been a lot of unbelievable cornerbacks from the late 60s, early 70s through modern era into today. And sure, it's very challenging to compare stats, but when you're looking at all pros, and it's very different from Pro Bowl seasons. Pro Bowls are more of a popularity contest, and all pro is a more deserving honor, or a more, recognizable honor. Like that's the one that matters more over a Pro Bowl. And Sauce making a first team all pro in each of his first 2 seasons is one, not only just crazy to think about, but it's because he deserves it. And I don't necessarily understand why Sauce Gardner gets so much hate for really no reason. He's been incredible for his first 2 years in the league. We'll go over his numbers. We'll compare some of his numbers to some other modern legends at the cornerback position and where he started. And by the way, this is not me saying Sauce Gardner is going to be the best cornerback of all time. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm saying his first 2 years in the league, when compared to any other cornerback in the NFL, he's had a better first 2 years than anybody else. So I'm not saying he's better than Darrelle Revis, Richard Sherman, Deion Sanders, or anyone like that yet. He still has a long way to go. But his first 2 years in the league, again, there is not a comparable for what he has done. On 124 targets, he's allowed 62 receptions, which is a 50% reception percentage, 612 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a 63 passer rating against. That would be good numbers for one season. That's what he's done over 34 games in his NFL career. Not 34. He missed time with the concussion this year. But over 2 full seasons in the league, he's allowed 612 yards and 2 touchdowns. Again, that would be incredible numbers for someone who has just, his first season in the league. If Sauce came in last year as a rookie and had 612 yards allowed on a 50% reception percentage, a 63 passer rating against, and allowed 2 touchdowns, I'd have been like, wow, that's a pretty good season for any cornerback, let alone a rookie. That's his numbers after 2 years in the league. For comparison, Darrelle Revis, we'll start with the Jet. In his first 2 years in the league, he allowed on 179 targets, he allowed 118 receptions. That's a 65.9 reception percentage against, 1,258 yards and 6 touchdowns. As for Richard Sherman, that's another one. Like in the modern era, it's Revis and Sherman. Those are the two debated guys. You can go back, like Champ Bailey's name's going to be in the mix, but unfortunately these numbers were not tracked at that point when he came into the league. 79 receptions on 170 targets. That's a 46.5 reception percentage. So those numbers, the 46.5 reception percentage is the best of the three. But 1,125 yards and 5 touchdowns. And that's not again, this is not me coming on and saying Darrelle Revis and Richard Sherman sucked. They very clearly did not. That over the course of 2 seasons, that is in very, very, very good numbers. And they got better as their careers went on. Obviously, Sauce, we don't know what he's going to do in year 3 and beyond. But for Darrelle Revis, 2009 through 2012 was his peak, and Richard Sherman's peak was pretty much from year 3. He had a longer peak, but the moral of the story is in his first 2 years with Sauce, he has been better than just about any corner. It's absolutely unbelievable to think that this guy might get better. I hope so. I don't know what like a legitimate ceiling on what he could be is at this point. I don't think there is one, I guess is the point. For what he's done in a sport that is even harder for defenses now than it was even to the likes of 10, 15 years ago when Darrelle Revis and Richard Sherman were first getting into the league. We haven't seen anything like this before. Again, it just truly remarkable stuff for Darrelle Revis and Sauce Gardner. Incredible stuff. And for some reason, he gets a ton of hate for, I don't know if it's his name, that he goes by Sauce, or people think that he is a DPI merchant, which is crazy. There's just a lot of narratives right now. He doesn't get interceptions. The interception numbers are low. He only has 2 picks in his first 2 years. If you're evaluating corners by the number of interceptions that they have, that's not a proper way to evaluate the position. It's just not. That's part of it, but I'm not hanging my hat on, this guy had 5 picks, Sauce had 0, this guy's the better cornerback. Well, how many times did he get picked on? How many times did he allow a catch? How many yards did he give up? How many touchdowns did he give up? He's been absolutely incredible. And also, want to give this is obviously a Sauce Gardner video, but it's on the day that the All-Pros were announced, and Quincy Williams made an All-Pro as well, his first time as an All-Pro, first-team All-Pro. He got snubbed from the Pro Bowl, which, again, goes to show you the legitimacy or lack thereof with the Pro Bowl voting and everything that goes on there. But Quincy Williams coming along, man, did not see that coming from him. Did not expect him to have a literal all-pro season. What a developmental story that has been. He's gotten better from the time he joined the New York Jets in 2021. Got a little bit better in 2022. Got a paycheck and has been everything you could ask for and 10 times more. He's been incredible this year for the New York Jets, and I'm excited to see what he does going forward at the position. So shout out Quincy Williams. Shout out Sauce Gardner. Wow. What a defense. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. I'm Matt O'Leary. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.